From Reminder Media, this is Stay Paid, a sales and marketing podcast on a mission to help you close more deals and retain more business. Hosted by the VP of Marketing, Josh Stake, and Reminder Media's president, Luke Acree. So get ready to hear the golden nuggets that will allow you to live a life of freedom tomorrow, but only if you take action today.
Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody.
Josh is feeling kind of weird today, guys.
We're trying something new here. We're going to do some more. We're always talking about how to make the podcast better. We're always talking about new ideas. And so we wanted to start doing, we've got our golden nuggets, as we were saying before the podcast. Those are our longer interviews, and sometimes me and Luke going off for 40 minutes or so.
Tangential.
These are going to be shorter, and they're going to be called, we're going to call them our silver dollars. I think we've got our golden nuggets and our silver dollars.
Silver dollars.
We've got hand motions going on in the background.
Yes, they're saying Josh
Andrea just said, I'm going to move around a lot. Don't get distracted.
Yeah. No, what it is there's not enough headroom for you in the camera. And I tried to warn them beforehand. It's just like, hey, he's got a big head. I've got a big head. You got to put a lot of headroom there in the camera. So, oh, my gosh.
I don't know if this will make it into the final podcast. I never know what Ariel is going to pick.
I don't know either.
For the final podcast. But this, we're going to talk about 10 ways to connect with your clients in just 10 minutes. So we got to see if we can keep this to 10 minutes.
We're going to keep it quick.
I think I wasn't supposed to say the time in the video in case it goes longer than 10 minutes, but
we're going to hold you to it.
We're using it because we've heard that people like numbers. So whenever we include numbers, people tend to click on those pieces.
That actually is true.
This is marketing advice here.
Yeah,
like people like, they call them listicles. So they're articles, but it's a list of things, and people seem to like lists.
It's super easy to comprehend, and you know what you're getting.
Yeah.
People want to know what they're getting.
Well, and right now is a great time to connect with clients. Anytime. I mean, I kind of get tired of saying that and hearing that. Like, now more than ever, you need to connect with your clients, because if you're not.
No, the key to connecting with your clients is just consistency.
Right.
It's literally doing it over and over and over again. It's the small effect of doing it 5 minutes a day, every single day, that will end up growing your business. I listened to an interview with David Osborne today. Shout out to Pat Hyben's podcast. He has a freaking awesome podcast. But David Osborne was saying the number one thing you got to do to grow any real estate business is make your calls. And it's just connecting with your clients. It's call your clients, call your prospects. It's doing that consistently every single day. He said he's had good agents, bad agents. Every agent that makes their calls consistently every day, they make it. And he was one of the first agents within Keller Williams. He owns his part or region of Keller Williams did $9 billion in sales last year. So
I would
make your calls, people. Yeah.
All right, so tip number 1, connect directly on social media. This one sounds kind of obvious, but I think a lot of people miss it, right? Mm-hmm. A lot of people they just post on social media to the masses. They make it general. They don't personalize it necessarily.
Yeah, you just post on your business page. Right. And actually, what is it? Sean Carpenter's 4 H's, where he's doing his 4 high fives. Well, one of those high fives can be getting on to where you literally just get on in everybody's birthday, right? So you think of like Facebook, they give you the birthdays. Mm-hmm. Write something on their wall, but don't just write happy birthday like everybody else. Actually write something sincere, or look at the feed and go, what's happening in people's lives? Because you can see the weddings that happen, the people buying homes. Hopefully they bought a home from you. You can see their vacations, all those things. Comment on those things. Connect with 5 people a day in 5 minutes, and watch that pile up to where you're actually building relationships with these people. Yeah,
and also like sending them direct messages on social media. So making sure that like if you do see their birthday on Facebook, don't necessarily post on their wall like everybody else does. If they even call it a wall anymore.
I don't know what
that might be old school. It's called the feed now,
feed.
I think.
They post on their feed.
But yeah, send them a direct message on Instagram. They won't expect it, and you'll be remembered because of that. Tip number 2, you want to be posting regularly on social media, making sure that you are sharing content that gives the reader ways to contact you. So some branded content, making sure that you're staying active on social media. So we got the direct messaging, and now we've got the more general, just being visible.
Well, the key to being visible is people see you as active, and active translates into
productive.
Productive, exactly. It translates into, oh, wow, look at this person. I saw this in my brother Steven's real estate business. The more active he is on social media, posting his listings, everybody just assumes that activity is leading to his productivity, his success. Yeah. And which is true, right? Especially when you're posting your listings and stuff like that. But if you're not consistent in it, people go, what happened? It's like I haven't posted about my gym workouts and forever.
Oh, yeah.
And guess what? People probably don't think I work out
Did
anymore.
you stop going to the gym?
Right. People, and it's not because I'm not working out, although it does look that way these days. It's not because I'm not working out. It's because I'm not posting about it.
Right.
So if you don't take your message to the world, it doesn't matter. It's like, this is the key to marketing. It's like, you could be the greatest real estate agent in the world. If you don't market yourself, no one's going to know you're great at real estate.
Right.
So you have to get out there and market yourself.
Yeah, you can't wait for other people to say it.
Correct.
Yeah. Tip number 3, send an email to touch base. This is super simple again. This is going beyond the batch and blast type of email, impersonalized email. Use email as an opportunity. It's almost kind of novel at this point in a way to use email to communicate one-to-one.
He says an email a week is the foundation of your brand. So Ricky Carruth, we interviewed him. Check out his episode on the Stay Paid podcast. He does over $1 million in GCI a year. But this guy has built his whole business on literally doing an email a week to his database of people. Never fails, will always do. And it's kind of like a personalized email. And he says, because it's consistent, because it's every week, because it's value driven, he has gotten people that he's had on his email list from years ago finally reach out to him.
Nice. Number 4, and I love this one because we preach this every single day, and we've had so many people on this podcast that preach the same thing. Call your past clients that you haven't spoken with in a while. If you need a number for that, we recommend calling 5 people a day.
It's very
clients you
manageable.
haven't spoken to in a while.
Yeah. So the key there is when you're reaching out to your clients, reach out with just a, hey, what can I do to help you, or checking in. Don't reach out. I think what stops people from making the call to their past clients is they're making the call trying to get something.
Yeah, they think immediately, how am I going to close or get something out of this?
How am I going to get a referral?
And then you stop, you don't do it. Right.
Correct. And so just make the call and, hey, just checking in. Haven't talked to you in a while. I want to see how things were going. How's your wife? How's your kids? Whatever it is. Or, hey, I know you've been in your home for 2 years now. You guys still enjoying your home? How's life treating you? Call just to check in, to be of service. Hey, anything I can do to help you? And then the conversation will smoothly go to where you can actually get something.
Yeah, shift your mindset from I'm calling to get something to I'm calling just to talk, and it makes it so much easier. Number 5. Hey, this is our first one. We're getting used to the list.
I was like, oh, and you weren't even homeschooled. I was the homeschooled one. He went from 4 to 6.
Number 5, this one plays in with it a little bit, and it's a little less, it's a little less clear as to how this is connecting with your clients, but update your list, right? So the value here is whenever you're going through and updating your list, it's going to naturally spark ideas or start segmenting people into groups that will give you an opportunity to reach out to that group. But it's a great time to do it.
So many, and I'm speaking to a lot of real estate agents here, you don't even have a list, which is shameful.
So create your list.
So if this is convicting you right now, you should be convicted.
4A, 5A.
Get a list. Like you got to create your list, but you got to keep your list updated. And it's never wait. Do it, at least weekly, where you're updating this list, because it's ever evolving. People are coming and going, and you're segmenting them, and the value of your connections will be based upon the value of how well you segment it.
Yeah, and it'll ultimately drive your communication to make it feel more personalized. Number 6 is Popeyes. Now, right now, if you're listening to this today in the quarantine, you're not walking up virtually and knocking on people's doors. But you can drop things off in the mailbox if you're being safe about it and you're following all the guidelines and everything. But hey, whenever we start opening up again, Popeyes are so powerful. Make sure that you're bringing an item of value. We talk about it all the time here on the podcast and on our webinars. We have some amazing printables that are great things that you can print out and take over an item of value. One of our recent ones is Reese's Peanut Butter Cup. So go buy some Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, print out this little sign that says, have I told you recently how much I appreciate your referrals? I love that. Your referrals. And who doesn't like chocolate and peanut butter? Yeah,
a great idea that I've heard before is do a, not a fundraiser necessarily, but it's like a collection for the local Goodwill, Green Drop, whatever the, places in your area. You go and pop by people's house and let them know, hey, you're collecting, all your stuff that you would want to donate to Goodwill. You're doing something that's nice for the client. You're popping by and getting face-to-face interaction. So it helps you in that area.
No, that's awesome. Tip number 7, utilize video. Get over your fear of the camera. Get on video. Luke and I did it. It took us a while.
It did.
I still get a little nervous as soon as we go live. I get a little
You know what's so
butterflies.
funny? Have you ever snapped like a picture of somebody and when you pull up your phone, it's on you and you're like, whoa, I didn't mean that. I think that's what keeps people from doing video is they feel so awkward. And you are awkward. The only way to get over the awkwardness in video is to do it consistently. It's the only way really. Very few people are natural on video right away.
Yeah. Well, I think to like the influencers or the people that I can name off the top of my head that I follow on Instagram or are friends with on Facebook, and it's always the ones that are doing the live video or video period, but then the live video because these platforms push live video.
Yep.
Like just the fact that you're going live means you're going to get in front of so many more people than you normally would if you're just posting a video. It's such a great way to connect with your clients because they feel part of it. We'll bring him up again, Sean Carpenter. We use him as so many examples.
He's
This
awesome.
dude's crushing it.
Yeah.
He does Friday night's Lost Lyrics now during the quarantine.
Oh,
so
yeah.
what he's doing is he just sits there and he reads lyrics live on Facebook, and then everybody chats in to guess it. But what caught my eye was I saw his live one the day after he did his first one, and he had 500 comments on that post. I'm like, dude, what did you do where you got 500
That's
comments?
incredible.
So I tuned in the next Friday, and he's like, hey, let me know where you're from. And the way you just watch these videos, go look him up on Facebook, Sean Carpenter. Watch these videos as a way to learn how to do interactive video, because in between every little session, he's like a radio host or something like that. He crushes it. He's going, make sure you're chatting in and tell me what you're drinking. I'm drinking this, and make sure you're chatting in and tell me where you're from.
That's
Here's where I
awesome.
am. And it's just people just
It gets that
comment in
engagement.
nonstop.
Yep.
Yeah.
A video is also great for leads. So if you have leads in like, let's say you get a Facebook lead, shoot them a video text and you'll see your rate of engagement go way up.
You skipped to number 10, but that's okay.
Oh man, send a text, but that's video message text.
Hey, let's do it. Number 10. This is unorthodox.
Yeah.
Number 10, send a text or video message.
Yeah. No, it's literally, I've worked with a couple agents now that have switched up to where they're still calling their Facebook leads, but one of the things they do is they shoot a video and they're getting so much better engagement, because one of the things you face with your leads is the human connection, and you got to humanize yourself. And with leads, people naturally think of you as a company that's trying to reach out and sell you something or sell them something, and they naturally put corporate America on you. They think of you as like a big time, company, not a human that's actually in their local community.
Yeah.
So humanize yourself with video.
Hop it back to number 8. Send a handwritten note.
This is the classic.
This is the classic.
Who doesn't want to read a handwritten note now?
Yeah.
That's the power of a handwritten note, is like when you get one, do you not open it?
Oh, yeah.
Do you
I
not
do.
open a letter that's sent to you? That alone sells that you should be doing this.
Yeah. I'm like, how do you still know how to write?
Yeah, pick a couple people. There's a big time CEO that did this for all of his employees. He would sit down and write them a handwritten note. It convicted me. I still didn't do it, so it obviously didn't convict me
You did
enough.
it for a while.
I did it for a while. I did write handwritten notes to people for a while. But you
And you
it's
will walk
powerful.
around people's desks and see those saved.
Yeah, it's powerful.
I save every single handwritten note that I've gotten from employees that I've received, cards at Christmas from employees, interns that have written thank you notes
It's
as
special.
they left. Yeah.
It's, why? Because people know you put thought into it. With email, with all these other mass or things that can be mass produced, they don't know if it's personal or if it's mass done.
Yeah.
They know it's personal. They know you sat down and wrote it.
And there's some great digital tools as well. I know there's an app called Felt that allows you to send a card, and it can be a picture card or it can be a designed card. And if you've got like an iPad and you want to use the pencil, like you can write a handwritten note on that. You can also write it with your finger, but it's a little bit tough. It doesn't really translate as well. But there's some great digital options as well too, so you don't have to run out to the post office and buy some stamps. Number 9 is to do exactly what we did, which is start a podcast.
Yes.
What a great way to connect one-on-one with your database, with your sphere of influence.
Podcast, the best thing about a podcast
I say
is
one-on-one, but
it
what
lets
I
people
mean.
get to know your personality, personal.
Right.
Like
Right.
Josh and I struggled, or I shouldn't even say Josh, really me, struggled content-wise to get people to connect. Because content is like one and done in a way. Like there's little blips that you're posting, and where the podcast is our best form of content because people have actually gotten to know our personalities, and then translate that to where you use podcasting as a way to network with the local businesses in your community. That's where a real gold mine is for everybody who's listening to this, is start a podcast, and part of your podcast is educating people in your community on different topics, and you can bring in business owners there to talk about it. Now you have a natural connection to them, and you can start networking and doing your thing.
And if you're curious about how to get started with a podcast, we actually have a couple podcasts about that, but our most recent one was with James Carberry. He's with Sweetfish Media. Not only will he walk through some steps in there of how to start a podcast very easily and very cheaply, but also how they're using that to basically network, and it's a business-to-business type of process for them as well. All right, thank you so much for listening to this Stay Paid Silver Dollar. I started Stay Paid
I like
pennies.
how you did it in like a Southern, half Southern accent.
I don't know what's up with my accent today. But thank you so much for listening. Let us know what you thought. Make sure to check out the video over at staypaidpodcast.com. You can also find some resources that we'll link to, such as some of those free printables in that. And if you're interested in supporting the show, there's 2 ways that we ask you to do that. First is to head on over to iTunes, give us a 5-star rating, leave a comment. Again, tell us what you thought of this format. Leave a comment to see if you liked it, or leave a comment if you said, hey guys, never do this again. It sucked. We just want honest. Look,
I like that, man.
We're
It's
just being real.
authenticity.
Best way is to tell a friend about this podcast and share it on your social media. Our goal is still to reach #1 on Apple Podcast charts in marketing this year. That is our goal. We shot up the other day.
We were up there.
Back up. We showed up, I think, in spot 36 on the actual iTunes directory.
Yeah.
This time. So. Very exciting. If you want to get hold of me or Luke, you can email us at podcast@remindermedia.com and go follow us on Instagram. We are at Stay Paid Podcast. For this episode of Stay Paid, I'm Joshua Stike.
Guys, and I'm Luke Acree, and your action item from this is take 1 out of the list of 10 and start implementing it tomorrow. Take 1 of those, whatever one you want, implement it tomorrow. Remember, the difference between top producers and mediocre producers is top producers take action. Take action on that today.